I'm Nicole,
And I'm Kelly.
and we're aMAMAnous.
aMAMAnous.
Cheers!
Cheers. That's a good one.
It was. I feel like we're just like so pro now.
Mm.
How many episodes do we have out?
This is going to be our 4th.
Wow. We're like fully seasoned
Yeah.
podcasters now.
Can't get any better than this. If you watch us, you may see, and if you listen to us, you may hear, we got new microphones, hopefully better microphones.
I think much better.
Yeah, because, Nicole sometimes talks too loud and she echoes into my microphone.
Or Kelly just likes to interrupt me. So
I do too. That's so true.
I actually am kind of embarrassed because when we see the levels of our voices and like how mine just carries into yours, I think I
Yeah.
just talk at a different frequency.
I know, because you don't even have to talk loud for your voice to pick up on my mic.
Yeah.
It's wild, but not it's not the same.
And it's interesting that
me
men
on
still
yours.
can't hear me when I talk.
No?
I
Those
thought it was like a
blinder
whole,
ears.
yeah, exactly. Selective listening. It's like dogs, they hear those high pitched things we can't even hear.
Yeah,
It's interesting how
exactly.
my voice still isn't heard.
Yeah, and we got our coffee tonight
That is right.
with
Cheers.
with tequila.
No, it's coffee. I learned this trick from one of my aunts.
Hmm?
You hide the margarita in the cup. It looks like it's just coffee.
Exactly. We have extra coffee over there in the shaker.
It's our high tech espresso machine. I'm sticking with that one, okay?
Yeah, we'll go with it. Well, you'll also notice that we're hiding feet. Well, maybe not Nicole.
I'm putting those things out there. Those money makers.
Because we have had a lot of feedback from the fans telling us that,
Warning us.
warning us that we're giving just free foot videos for all those weird feet people. And I honestly didn't even think about it.
No, because I feel like we're not shoe and house people. So this is very natural to us.
Yeah. Like, I'll never put shoes on a couch.
I actually have this weird thing. Like if somebody comes into my home and they sit on my couch, you know what I'm going to
I
say.
already know what you're
They
going to
come
say.
in and they sit down and they get comfortable. If they leave their shoes on, it's like, I don't know what trauma response this is.
It is offensive to her.
It is. Because I'm like, why aren't you comfortable? Why aren't you taking your shoes off? Are you good? Do you need to walk out? Leave suddenly? To me, I want my home to be like you sit down on the couch and you're just like, I'm here to stay.
And it's not even like a thing where you don't want people to have their shoes on in your house for like cleanliness reasons. It's just straight, I don't want, like, you want me to feel comfortable in your house.
Comfortability.
And somebody's not comfortable if they just keep their shoes on all the time.
Yeah. No, because maybe like your feet must smell, you have holes in your socks, or you're ready to walk out the door. And none
All
of
of
those
the
I'm
above.
okay with. Could be. No, but I really don't like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really notice if people take their shoes off or leave them on at my house. Well, now for you, I always notice.
At my house? Or when
No,
I'm
when you come over, if you have your shoes on, I'm like, oh, she ain't staying.
That's probably true. But my mini me is like the police officer at our house. If you have shoes on and you walk like more than 3 feet in, she is reminding you to take your shoes off.
Yeah.
She even does it to me.
Oh.
Shoes off.
I know. Well, now you have Turner. When he goes to your house too, he yells at me if I don't take my shoes off at the door.
I'm training them all.
You are. I should probably
For my own
have
emotional.
I should probably have that in place at my house.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you to all of our foot fans. We will have our Cash App linked right here at some point. So please feel free to make donations.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe Kelly will throw up some gang signs with their toes if you send a tip.
We're going to do a big thumb toe war.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that made me just think of something. But yeah, no, at least if podcasting doesn't work out for us, not that it's supposed to, it's just a hobby, but like, it doesn't work out. We always have our feet to retire on.
Hopefully. If our viewers go down for podcasts, I'm going to blame the feet.
I'm going to blame because you're not showing your cute toes.
Okay, so we'll see on this episode.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we conquering today?
Yes. We are gonna conquer the messy side friendships.
Something I know nothing about because I only have like 2 friends. So
Yeah, but you could relate from past friendships
listen, I'm just gonna give my advice if I were a friend to these girls. So
because we are your friend. Okay. And maybe the people that we talk about in these stories aren't your real friends, but we could be your real friends.
yeah, 100%. That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm. So are you ready?
Let's dive on in.
Dive on in. All right. Story number 1. 3 years ago, me and my now husband were about to tie the knot. I had 7 bridesmaids. One of them was my husband's friend and dating a groomsman. Wait, one of them was my husband's friend and dating a groomsman at the time. She reached out to my husband on her own and told him he shouldn't marry me because he could do better. Later to find out she actually had a thing for my husband. Well, I kicked her out of my bridal party, but I allowed her to be at the wedding because, well, I wanted to see her just how special we actually are together. Oh, I'm sorry. Because I wanted her to see just how special we actually are together, and maybe I'm just too nice. 3 years later, and we are more in love and happier than before. Joke's on her, and I got my guy. But seriously, what the fuck? I couldn't believe someone would do that.
Hmm.
Okay, so it sounds like girl was his friend,
Mm-hmm.
correct? Am I
Yeah.
reading that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whose idea was it for her to be a bridesmaid?
I don't know. Maybe her. She was trying to be nice. She was trying to get in with his friends, you know?
Yeah. This is why you never have randoms, because to me, she's a random. You never have randoms in your bridal party.
Yeah.
Those have to be your ride or die, those people that will walk you out or walk you away from the aisle if you need to be.
Yeah, those who those are the people that should be your bridesmaids.
Yeah, like the ones that are going to support you regardless, not the ones that are going to be
Unless it's the sister of the
working
groom.
against you. Oh. You're talking about me?
I'm just kidding.
Whatever.
Just being-
No, but I think that's really shitty, and I hope she's not in their lives at all anymore. If I
Yeah.
were the groom, I'd be so. Wait, hold on. So the groom told future bride that she sent this message.
Yeah.
So kudos to him.
Yes.
Like that
That's
is
a real
husband
man.
energy right there. So, but I wouldn't have let her come to the wedding.
That's so crazy. And this kind of brings me to a point that I was talking about with somebody today because she was like talking about if like guys and girls can just be friends.
No,
What?
no,
Why?
that's why.
Because you think that somebody always has something for the other.
Yeah.
I disagree.
What guy friends do you have that are not Ryan's friends?
Some, I don't know.
What girlfriends does Ryan have that aren't your friends?
He like plays pool with some
That's
girls.
an acquaintance.
That's not an acquaintance. They're friends.
Does he go have lunch with them? Does he text them and send them funny
I don't
memes
know.
on
I don't know.
Instagram?
Maybe.
Let's check his phone.
No. Because I'm not insecure about it, about their
No, but
friendship.
I just mean in general, like those
Like it's like
true
a
kinds of
group of
friendship.
friends,
Hmm.
and there's like a mix of guys and girls. I'm not like friends with them. I know them. I've met them a few times.
All right. After this episode launches, we're going to put up a poll, and I want to know how many of our listeners truly believe that men and women can be friends like platonically,
Hmm.
and how many think it's farce. Like, it's
Like you always think somebody has feelings for the other.
unless it's like a my husband's friends were friends too kind of a thing. Like, if you're okay, maybe I should rephrase this. If one of them is not married or in a relationship, like, can there be friends
Hmm.
when one of them is single? I don't think it's. I don't think so.
So this was doomed from the start, you think?
Yeah, she was probably like the bull in the pen, like how women always have like a backup guy, they say, bull in the pen.
Mm.
Have you heard that phrase?
No. I've heard like that if you're single and I'm single by like 30, which is such like a crazy goal these days.
Now,
Like,
realistically, now that should be 50.
yeah, it should
Like,
be.
let's let that age a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. Um, then yeah, then we'll get married.
That's exactly that type of arrangement. Like you always have somebody on the back burner who's like your fallback person.
Mm-hmm.
She was probably the fallback girl. And now she didn't have a fallback guy because that was her.
Well, it said that she was dating a groomsman.
I can't even get into how many movies have been made about this
Okay,
exact same scenario.
okay, but you were saying that because they weren't in relationships, or not one friend could be in a relationship and then the other one's not in a relationship, but they both were in relationships and they were friends.
But one was getting married, the other one was not.
True.
So I think it's the
True.
degree of seriousness.
I guess all I have to say is F her. She's not your friend. She ain't your husband's friend. She's just trying to slide in.
Yeah. She better not be the.
Well, all I'm saying is this 3 years later now.
Yeah. Just don't let her be the godmother, is all I'm saying.
Well,
Don't invite her to a baby shower.
no, she's not around at all, hopefully.
I don't know. You are a better woman than me because I would have been like, that is not even
You're like, let's go
allowed.
kick her
Yep.
ass.
I would have. Yeah. Absolutely.
And hopefully all your other bridesmaids would step up.
They would
Oh.
be. Right, Kelly?
Yes. That's all we got to say about that.
That is.
All right, next. All right, this is a long one. Okay, so I co-parent. My ex and I have 50-50 custody, which, depending on the week, means I'm either on full survival mode or I get 2 consecutive nights of sleep and remember who I used to be before I was wiping butts and cutting crusts off sandwiches. It's not glamorous, but I've made peace with it. Anyways, this past weekend, I didn't have the kids, so I did something wild. I got a facial. I took myself out for sushi. I watched a show with full nudity and swearing. And then I posted a story on Instagram. Nothing crazy, just a little clip of me cheersing a glass of wine with the caption, Mom's Night Off. Cut to Monday, my so called friend, let's call her Kendra, texts me. Had such terrible weekend. It must be nice to be a part-time mom. I haven't had a break in months. I read it like 5 times. Like, what? I tried to laugh it off and replied, haha, yeah, breaks are rare and sacred. Hope you get one soon too. But oh no, she doubled down. This girl goes, I just think it's easier for moms who don't have full time custody. You get to recharge. Some of us don't have that luxury. I sat there staring at my phone, oscillating between rage and confusion. Because listen, I did not ask for my marriage to fall apart. I didn't choose this setup like I was ordering from a brunch menu. Shared custody isn't a spa retreat. It's called court mandated survival. You think it's easier to say goodbye to your kids every Sunday night and cry in your kitchen while their little socks are still in the laundry basket? You think I don't wish I had them here every morning, even the chaotic ones where someone pees on the dog? It's not a break, it's grief in a prettier outfit. But what really got me, this wasn't coming from a stranger. This was coming from someone who had held my hand through the divorce, who dropped off wine and brownies when I moved out, who cried with me in the garage when I couldn't afford Christmas gifts last year. And now she's weaponizing my pain because I had one fucking good night. I haven't responded since. I left her on red and went back to eating leftover sushi in my robe. And you know what? That was the best decision I've made all week. So yeah, maybe I'm a part-time mom, but at least I'm not a full-time judgmental asshole.
Well, being a mom that's very much in that position, even when you're a single mom and you're co-parenting and you don't have your kids, you are never without them fully in your mind. Like,
Mm-hmm.
as every single mom, I don't care what circumstance you come from or marriage, relationship, whatever you're in, we all get exhausted from our children at one point or another. And we're like, we just need a break. But as single moms, when you're, oh, I just need a break. And then the very next moment, they're off to dad's house.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst because you're like, I just want them here. I'll trade all of that chaos and stress and exhaustion just to have them here with me so I don't have to guess what they're doing, who they're with. Are they
Yeah.
cold? Are they fed? Or because you don't have the ability to know those things.
Yeah.
from the tone of it, it sounds like this friend desperately needs a break, and maybe the marriage that she's in, she's not getting the support that she needs.
Mhm.
But nonetheless, you don't say that to like a single
Yeah.
mom.
No, I agree. I agree because I feel like almost like this could be like our dynamic, right? I obviously would never ever say
No.
that to you because I know like seeing you when you don't have your kids, like on a night that you don't have the kids, like I don't know, you could be like more relaxed maybe or like let loose a little bit more, but you can tell like you're just like you still miss your kids and that's not a luxury
No,
that
not
you
at all.
don't have them, right? But I also can see where the friend is coming from and maybe she really was just having like a really tough day and she saw what she thought was like this mom having a grand old day and maybe it was and she deserves that, right?
Absolutely.
But like don't take your like sadness or like frustration out on somebody because you don't know what they're going through. Like just cuz she doesn't have her kids and she gets a so-called break doesn't mean that she's not going through like a different struggle.
100%, 1,000%.
Exactly.
Yeah, but and I'm not at all tolerating putting up with shit in friendships
No.
cuz like you obviously didn't put up with shit in your marriage, so good for you. Don't like let that carry over and put up with shit in friendships. But maybe this friend also needs a night off, and I am a big believer in, when you group the kids together, whether you have 2 or you have 4, it's like all the same, right? After
It's all
that.
chaotic.
Yes. So maybe tell your friend, like, hey, you need a night off, bring your kids over and I'll hang out with them. Obviously, when you have your kids, because do not trade your solo time for kid time, especially somebody
Mhm.
else's kids. You need to like recharge yourself. But maybe this friend just needs a moment to like,
Also, no, F that friend because she's being a bitch.
listen, I'm trying to be compassionate because like that
I get
negative
it.
one, that negativity in me is just trying to
How
seep
did we
out, bubble over.
how did we just switch roles?
I know, huh? I'm just, I don't want to always like cheer on somebody's negativity. Not even that you're being negative because you're not, but I don't want to be like that bitter one that's like, yeah, F them for making you feel bad.
But I think she's trying to like glamorize. Hey, maybe she wants to be a single mom and she just hasn't pulled the trigger yet. Maybe you should talk to her
Yeah.
about it.
Maybe you should say, hey, I have a good divorce attorney. Here's his number. That would have been the best clapback
Ooh.
ever.
Ooh. That would be good.
Unless that's your brother's wife, then don't do that. Okay.
Oh man. Wow, I mean, yeah, that's just kind of mean to say though.
I,
Like and also I feel like she's like putting her down just because she like got a break,
yeah. Don't yuck
right?
her yum.
Yeah. Also, clap for them
Yes.
for having a break. God damn, a mom's night out. I am a full believer, and I have said this in past episodes. Like this year, I have been doing more things for me. And let me tell you, everybody needs that. It makes you a better mom. It makes you just like a better human being altogether, of like taking the time to go do things for you. And I'm not saying that I go and do these things and I don't feel all of the mom guilt because I do. And I wonder, I'm like, do my kids think that I'm just like an awful mom because I'm going to go do this for me? And like I could be spending time with them. But at the same time, no, because it makes me a happier person for everyone involved.
And I especially think because you have sons, it teaches them like now they see that you have value, right? Because you take care of yourself, you do the things that you need to do. And I think that it will set that standard for them as
Hmm.
they have wives in the future that they know, hey, it's okay for her to take time for herself.
Yeah,
'Cause I
just
think
like dads.
yeah, because I think that we have like been conditioned where we aren't allowed or we have to feel guilty when we
Hmm.
do take time.
And I think that's just like being a part of like being a woman. You always feel guilty.
Yeah. But I
Like a
do,
man can go and be gone like all day doing whatever they do.
yeah. And you're stuck babysitting.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's not even get, that's a whole
yeah.
different episode.
Yeah. Um, But yeah, they could be gone all day and like they probably, I mean, maybe they feel a little guilty, but no, it could be like hours past the time that they said that they were going to be home and they're like, oh yeah, no, sorry. But like, no, if I'm like saying I'm going to be home by like 9 p.m. and then it's like 9:15, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like texting. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be there. Like, I'll be there soon. Right. It's just guilty feeling. I always feel guilty.
I get it.
Even going to work, I feel guilty. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just being women. And so, what the moral of the story is, don't feel bad taking time for yourself or enjoying those moments that you don't have your kids.
Yeah. And one thing I just want to mention, because I am a secret super spy detective, she said that she took a picture cheersing with a glass of wine. Who were you cheersing with? Because it is bad luck to cheers alone. So if you need somebody to clink that glass with you, just call me. Hopefully our schedules line up, you know?
You guys can be kidless together.
Yep. And then we can cry over sushi and sake because we don't have them. We can complain about them and then cry about how much we miss them.
Exactly.
Standard.
Love that. I love that.
For us.
I love it for you.
It's kind of the supportive friendship that you need.
See, look, I'm getting a little jealous.
Sorry, you single mom. Are you non-single mom with a husband? You can't hang out with us.
Okay. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
Let's spill the tea.
I don't know what to do about my two coworker friends. They both work in the same department. I work in a different department. But somehow we all became friends at work. They basically are always competing against each other for best results. And they come to me secretly asking for advice on how to one up the other. My opinion, they are both being, they both kind of, oh, sorry, they are both kind of being bitches. How do I support them separately, but also keep our group relationship afloat?
Tell each of them that they're doing worse than the other. Even the playing field, no matter what the results are.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that this is like a sales role, maybe like that they're in like
Some type of
sales.
sales or stats, like quality or quantity.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You're like trying to get the best. I would tell them like they need to have healthy competition. Right. So, like, say, ladies, like, we don't need to argue about it, but like, hey, we'll go out for drinks every month, and whoever gets the like worst results has to buy the drinks.
Oh, I see.
And see, you always win because you're not in the same department. So hopefully they both just buy you drinks every time.
That's a really good idea. I think I'm going to have to steal that idea.
That's a good
I'm
solution.
going to put that into life somehow.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Because then you're really the winner.
Ladies, let's not argue over it.
Yeah.
Let's just make it a little competition, but a fun one.
Loser buys drinks.
Loser buys the drinks.
And I'll unveil the results at cocktail hour.
There you go. Yeah. Like you're like the stat keeper all month. So like that is your reward is the free drinks.
Then also it gives you like plausible deniability, right? The whole time when they're like, what can I do? What can you be like? I can't say anything. Yeah. I can't manipulate the results. Like I can't tell you if you're winning or if she's losing.
Good. That's good.
We don't plan, we plot.
Exactly. How is this going to benefit you?
Yeah.
Then work around that.
Otherwise, just be like, oh, I don't care.
Or just say you both suck. So let's just leave it at that.
You could say, hey, listen, I overheard the bosses talking and they're going to let one of you go. And
my God.
Everybody loves a little drama.
Yeah. So you guys both better get to it. No, that's hard. Like two coworkers. I feel like coworkers always talk shit about coworkers.
Yeah.
Right?
So you were well within your rights to mess with them. I like the drink idea. That was really clever, Kelly.
That's pretty good.
So we'd probably have world peace if you were in charge, okay? Get everybody to buy drinks and settle a bet.
Okay, guys, I'll be in charge if everyone buys me drinks. Happy hour all the time. Happy hour every hour.
Mm-hmm. I can subscribe to that.
Yeah, unless you're on a date.
Yeah. I'm not settling no bets.
But really, I don't know. I don't know how to, like, the only thing I could think of is like maybe try and come up with like a healthy like competition
You already
or just
did.
let them. Yes, exactly. I already did for you. You are very welcome. Yeah, that's my only advice.
No, well played. I don't think that we could give any other
Okay.
advice. That is
Then
it.
we will end
That
it
was
there.
it.
That's the
That
advice.
uh-huh.
Or just tell them to stop complaining to you, okay? Because you both complain about the same shit.
Yeah. So
So
I don't
just
want to
tell them.
involve I don't
I'd be
want to
like, I don't know. You guys both say the same shit
I
about
don't
each
want to
other.
involve HR. That's what I'd say.
Ooh, HR is so, I don't know. Is it just me or are HR people always cold? Like we've gone through multiple HR people at the country club, and every time they're like drinking like hot water. I'm like, lady, it is like 97 degrees outside. Why are you drinking hot water? Or like they have like the heater on in there, and like they don't have any windows in their office at the country club.
Because
It's just like,
they have a cold heart. You know, you got to be
I guess.
just kidding. But happy birthday! Shout out to somebody special today. I'm not going to say their name. You know who?
Yeah.
But
Is she in HR?
yes,
Is she always cold?
but she's very stone faced. Like 'cause she's very
That makes
like
sense.
fair.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, friend.
All right. Okay. Are we on to the next one? Let's see. Okay. One of best friends has confided in me that she has been unfaithful in her marriage. I, of course, want to be there for her if she's going through a hard time, but I never believe cheating is the answer or that anyone deserves it, even if her husband isn't always the greatest.
Mm.
How would you guys handle this situation? Don't get involved.
I know. First of all, I feel like this is where the attorneys have said we should disclose that we are not counselors. We are cannot give legal advice.
We're here for entertainment
Yes,
purposes only.
exactly. So don't do as we
Oh,
say.
that's a tough one. And you know what? I think that it's going to depend on your level of friendship,
Yeah.
right? Hear me
Yeah.
out here. Okay. Like, are you guys best friends? Are you friends with her husband? Are you guys like, I don't know, like the dynamic of the friendship, I feel like
Like,
matters in this
but
situation.
also the circumstances. Did you cheat on a trip in Cabo and you
No,
don't
I
even
don't
know the
think that
guy's name?
matters.
And because I think it would matter as far as like, it's not an affair, right? Like you're not repeatedly seeing this
Mm,
person, not saying that one is right and one is wrong because they're both wrong. Once you take those marriage vows, like cheating is not okay. But I think how you handle it is different. When it's an affair, which is ongoing versus like a one time fling, I think you
mm-hmm,
handle them a little differently.
mm-hmm.
Um,
I need to take a sip for this one. Sorry. Like
yeah.
a few.
Hmm. I think
This is hard.
it is hard because
Because I think it depends on your level of friendship, right? If one of my best friends came to me and like told me this, I would kind of try and break it down maybe. Like first of all, yes, exactly. Like what I guess was the dynamic of it. Are you emotionally cheating or was it just like physically cheating?
and is it recurring with the same
Is
person?
it reoccurring? Yes. And if it is, then it's like, what is wrong in your marriage that makes you feel like you have to look somewhere else for that?
Mm-hmm.
And if you answer as like you give straight answers of like this, my husband doesn't do this and my husband doesn't do that, then like, I don't know, maybe giving the advice of letting him know.
I think you repair what you
And
have before you just like give the advice to just like, oh yeah, you're not happy in your marriage, leave.
well, I'm not saying to tell them either to leave or not to leave, but like maybe try and like talk it out with them.
Yeah, but
And
like that's what I'm saying is like be
yeah.
supportive of like, hey, like there's obviously a bigger problem that you guys need to work on.
Hmm.
And I mean, I don't know if I'd want to be responsible for saying to disclose the situation or not. Like to each their own, like that is their burden to
Oh,
carry.
heck no. I wouldn't disclose it to them.
Not I'm saying you as the friend, but like
Oh.
as the wife, like,
Mm.
you know, because I don't know. It's very complex and complicated. First of all, I've never cheated, so I couldn't tell you how like what it would feel like. But I know of couples that are married and somebody cheated on somebody and kept the secret for a long time and then confided in a friend that they had cheated. And when I heard this secondhand, because they ended up telling their partner they cheated years and years and years later when this
Mhm.
person wasn't around. And
Mhm.
I thought, why even say it at that point? Like, that is now, that should have
Because it's
been,
like heavy on their heart,
yeah,
probably.
but that's your burden to bear because now that you've since then repaired whatever was wrong, now you're going to bring this awful thing up again. To me, I'd rather not have known, to be honest. I think if it were my marriage and my husband had cheated on me years and years before because our marriage was in a bad place, I didn't know about it. And we've since repaired, we're in a good place. If I were to find out that he had cheated then,
Because
for
then you're
whatever the reason,
bringing up that
yes.
past.
Yeah. To me, I'd be like, no, you should have swallowed that guilt and dealt with it and died with that. Not told me because now I have to feel the pain and live through that, even though it was
Yeah.
years and years and years ago. So I think it's hard. Every circumstance is different and
Yeah.
complicated. But
I would say, go ahead.
no, I
Sorry.
would just say as a friend, like be supportive and get them to
Yeah.
talk to their partner about what is wrong in their relationship.
Yeah.
And if they feel like they have to confront it and bring it up
Mhm.
because they either want to leave the relationship or they need to get it off their chest, like
Mhm.
they have to decide what and
Yeah.
how to do that.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah. I'm not like supporting this person at all. Like, that is wrong. Obviously, we all know that. But I would, as her friend, just be there to listen and, yeah, exactly. Like, ask the tough questions and see what, like, the underlying issue really is. And if she can answer that for you, then maybe just like, I don't know, probe her to see if she thinks that there's something that can fix the situation.
and I don't want to be sexist, but I totally am going to be right now. But men and women cheat for very, very different reasons.
Yeah,
Very different
I agree.
reasons. So, like, a man can do it because it was available, not because there's any emotional tie or interest. But for women, it's because typically it's because something is lacking and they're being emotionally neglected or, you know,
Yeah.
so it's definitely a matter of like repairing that if they want to. But I think be a soft place for them to land because I don't know how comfortable I would be even telling you about something like that because of the judgment. So for them to
Mhm.
open up, uh, as you know, this is a safe place for all women.
Yeah.
Um, so I think just like being there
Yeah.
for your
No,
friend.
I 100% agree. I feel like if a woman is cheating or has cheated, it is because there's like something emotionally lacking there. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes women like settle or like you feel like you're stuck in a situation when you don't necessarily have to be in
Mm-hmm.
that situation. And it is okay to like leave a situation that you don't feel like, I don't know, like validated, I guess, maybe. Because I do feel like maybe that's why a lot of women cheat is like they're not feeling validated. They're not feeling like wanted or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, just maybe like she's really going through it. I'm not saying that this is right by any means.
Yeah.
But maybe she's really going through it and maybe she just really needs like a friend. And if she has confided in you, like this is like her deepest, darkest secret.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of people would never ever say this out loud to anybody.
Because we all have those deep, dark secrets that are
So
like so buried
yeah,
within us that like we could never say.
yeah,
I feel like this would be one of those.
yeah. So I feel like it's like a silent like cry for help.
Yeah. So check on her.
Yeah,
Let her know no judgment. Because
yeah,
truly, if you've never been in that situation, you don't know how she's feeling. Her husband could
exactly.
make her feel like she is not
Yeah, you don't know their
valued
situation.
or worth anything or beautiful or attractive or funny or smart. The laundry list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And this person could have made her feel all those things that reminded her of who she was
Yeah,
before she was in this unhappy place.
yeah,
So I'd say meet it with understanding, compassion, but
yeah.
obviously it's always important to be a moral compass
Mm-hmm.
and not like, be like, oh yeah. Great
Yeah,
job.
keep doing
Yeah,
it.
do it again. Like,
Yeah, probably don't do that,
no.
but be understanding, ask questions. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing that I would suggest. I don't know. That's tough. That's like a tough position to be in. And then if like you're really close with her husband, that's really tough.
My
That's
God, and
like putting you in a really shitty position.
what if he's like a really nice guy?
But you never know what happens behind closed
No,
doors.
that's true. But on the flip script, like we all have those really bitchy friends where you're just like, how could you have done that to him? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
But this friend must not be a bitchy friend because
I'm gonna side with that. No, I'm gonna agree that
yeah,
this
because
is
like
the
she really like felt comfortable like telling you, unless she's like telling the whole world, then maybe she's like just trying to get her husband to find out so that he'll break up with her so she doesn't have to do it.
oh my
Could you
gosh.
imagine?
Like, what are we in second grade?
Yeah. Hey, can you please tell him that?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. I wouldn't like, yeah, that is a messy side of friendship. That's what friends are for, though. Right?
do you feel like you would have to like distance yourself from that friend?
I guess it would depend. It would really depend on like the friendship. If it's like no, I don't think so.
If I did that, would you tell me like you're a shitty person to call?
No.
Would you say do it again? Okay, no, I'm not gonna make you answer that.
Okay.
No, but I'm just saying like
Next.
it
No,
does
just
depend on
kidding.
the comfortability. But
Yeah.
like I'm all
What if I
for
told you, Nicole? Just kidding.
gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, whose side would you take? No, I'm just kidding.
I actually think I would have been a really good judge because like I can look at things objectively and be like, this is right, this is wrong.
Yeah.
So
It's never too late.
no, it's ship has sailed on that one. Okay.
Mm. All right. Fine, I guess. All right. Are we ready for our last one?
Yes,
No, we want to talk for hours.
we
The answer is
do.
no. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm 36 weeks pregnant. I've had my baby name picked out since college. I mentioned it to my best friend when I told her I was pregnant. She oohed and awed and said it was beautiful. Well, she just gave birth 3 days ago. Guess what she named her daughter? Yep, the name I had picked out. When I confronted her, she said, I thought you'd be flattered that I loved it so much. I haven't spoken to her since. I cried for 2 days. It's not just a name, it's a betrayal. What kind of friend does that?
Okay, she's 36 weeks pregnant. So she could have
She could
given
have the
birth
baby. She
and
could
that
already
baby's
have the
ready.
baby.
Yes. And she told her friend after she was pregnant, this was the name. She's 36 weeks pregnant. Friend gave birth just a few days
Mm-hmm.
around this time and stole the name.
No.
Listen, steal my husband, do not steal my baby name.
Exactly.
That is sacred.
1000%. See, this is exactly why I always tell my friends when they tell me like they're having a baby and I'm like, oh, do you know any names yet? And they say, oh yeah, we're waiting till birth. I never am like, no, tell me the name. Like, no, I understand because that's so fucked up, but that's exactly what happens. Or people are like, oh, I hate that name.
Yeah, I feel like I would be more afraid of the opinions of the name
Yeah,
versus
opinions.
somebody stealing the name.
Yeah.
Because to me, that would never, you would be dead to me if you stole, like, not you specifically, but I'm saying in general. Well, yeah, you too. If you stole my baby's name,
Yeah.
dead to me.
Like imagine
because
we
our
were
friend,
having our kids at well, we did like I had my son 4 months, 5 months before you had your daughter. What if we were having the same sex and then you told me a name and then I was like, ooh, and then I chose that name. Oh my, I wouldn't be in the family anymore.
yeah, I feel like even pet names, like a friend that names their dog like your baby name or something, and you're just
Yeah.
like, that wasn't a dog name, that was my baby name. Like,
Yeah.
and even that is kind of further removed, but still like annoying or upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
But you steal my baby name.
Mm-hmm. This is exactly why I fully support not telling anybody the name until you give birth. But you had that name out, was picked out for years, it sounds like. Like this was the name.
Do you ever see that movie?
I would still name my baby that because guess what? You're not friends with that friend anymore. She's a
Exactly.
bitch. So name your baby
Yeah.
that name
I'd be
still.
like, I hope our kids don't go to the same school.
Exactly.
Did you ever see that movie, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
No.
It's like the ultimate like imposter, mother imposter movie.
Mm-mm.
It's we'll go inside and watch it after this.
Okay.
But it's kind of like somebody's trying to take over your identity. And I feel like that's exactly what it is.
That's so
Stealing a
messed
baby name
up.
is worse than robbing a bank. Okay.
Because you like, yeah. No. I would be so mad. I would be so mad.
Yeah. Especially because your heart gets set on a name.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Don't let this friend rain on your parade.
Or you switch it up and then all of the negative things you
Mm-mm.
heard about that name, you start telling this other friend. Like, oh, I hope they never get called this as a nickname. Or remember that actor this, or remember that kid we went to school with
Yeah.
that like picked his nose and ate his boogers and,
No.
whatever it is, like that had that same name. Like
Yeah. But this goes back. Yeah. I don't
you
know. I want to go
weaponize
back. This
that.
is exactly why you don't tell anybody like your plan of a name, right? Oh, so Ryan and I would tell people like our name ideas. And for both kids, people were like, mm, like they always give their opinion.
Unsolicited.
Ew. I hate that.
Did I give you an
Yes, of
unsolicited
course
opinion?
you did.
'Cause I'm
Oh,
very
the whole
opinionated.
family did. The whole family did. It's mostly family because they feel like so comfortable telling you,
So
like,
entitled.
oh, I don't like that name. Or like, are you sure you want to go with that name?
Which one, the first one or the second one? Which one did you get more
Both.
shit for?
Well, my mom didn't like either one of my kids' names. And now that I have them, she's like, oh, yeah, okay, I like it.
Do you have name regret? Like,
No, I don't at all. And you know what was crazy? When I was pregnant with Duncan, my second, you guys, we had a name picked out. Well, not really picked out. We kept saying that we were going to name him
oh,
Brody.
I liked that name.
I know. Well, it was between Duncan and Brody, and everybody liked Brody because they didn't like Duncan. It's like Dunkin' Donuts.
I liked Brody. I think I even started telling Turner to call him bro.
Yeah, right?
I was
Exactly.
setting it up.
So then everyone was like rubbing my belly and being like, oh, Brody. But I wasn't personally like set on that name yet. We had just put it out there like, oh, this is kind of the name that is like our number one right now. And everyone started calling him that. And then I was like, oh my God, I hate this name. Or like,
Well,
name.
it was like a trial
It
run.
wasn't, yeah, it wasn't that I hated the name, but like the baby that was just in my belly, I don't know. I didn't feel it. It didn't feel right.
Well, for my son, we picked two names and it was like kind of like a tie between the two. And we're like, okay, we'll use one as the first name, one as the second name. And I
Mhm.
think we tried to wait. Then we went with like the name that we went with, um, ahead of him being born. And now I wish I would have flipped it because to me, he's more of his middle
Yeah, his
name
middle name.
than he
Yeah.
is his first name.
Yeah. No, I don't have any regret for their names. And now that they're like here, I'm like, oh yeah, like they are their name, right? Like
Yeah.
they give off that energy.
They give all that,
But you
especially
know
little
what? If you don't,
Dunkaroo.
but if you don't have like that energy of like, no, I don't care if you don't like this name, I'm going to name him this anyways. If you don't have that energy, 'cause that takes a lot of energy out of you when you're pregnant, okay? People telling you don't like their name,
Or what if,
then don't tell anybody.
yeah.
Save it.
But also like,
Hold it close. But I'm also really bad at secrets, so I couldn't hold that in for 9 months.
I tried to hold off on my first, on figuring out if they were going to be a boy or a girl. I had it like in my
Oh
head. I was going to
no.
wait until birth.
No
And
way.
we went for like an early ultrasound, and the moms came with us and they wrote it down in an envelope. And I was going to mail it to my best friend. And she was going to be the one to like, I told her what I wanted for girl nursery, for boy nursery. And she was going to do all of that for me so that it could be a surprise to me. Had all this planned out. So then we went, did this ultrasound. We go to lunch after, and the moms literally convinced me at lunch to open the envelope.
Yeah. It's always the family
Yeah.
that's like, man.
But I'm just those people that
It's
are.
not your pregnancy, it's everyone's.
So do you think when people or when moms tell you like, oh, we don't know what we're going to name it, him, her, whatever, until they're born. Do you believe them? Or do you think they're just holding it close to the chest?
I don't know.
Because I've always like believed it, like, oh, they really don't know. But now that I think about it, like, you're just gonna wing it. Like, for instance, have you ever been somewhere and they're like, tell us a interesting fact about you? And you're like, there is nothing interesting about me.
I'm
I'm the
not that
most
interesting.
yes. Or you think about the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
This happened to me recently at work, my new job, and they were like, tell us something interesting. Want to know what I said?
What did you say?
I was like, I'm a mom. I have 2 kids, a 13-year-old son and a 3.5-year-old daughter. And everybody like clapped. And
That
I
was the
sat
most
down.
interesting thing about you.
I literally was like, oh, I could see where I was going with that. But at the same time, is that what defines you? Like, is that really that interesting?
No, that's not interesting at all. Sorry.
Like, I could think of some other, like, about, like, when you're not on the spot, we're like, tell us about a hidden talent that you have or something. And it'll take you forever when
I
you're
can't even
on
think
the
of one
spot.
right now.
Like, you'll be doing dishes one day and you'll be like, that's my thing. Like, that's my hidden
Oh,
talent.
you know what my hidden talent is? Weird.
What?
I know like so many song lyrics. I could listen to a song like once. It's like, it's weird.
Didn't they have a game show for that?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would have won all the money, I'm sure.
And then
I can't like not sing songs either. Like when I hear it and I'm like, oh yeah, this is the jam. And then I just like sing it. I'm like the car singer.
but are your lyrics right? Or is it like,
Yes. And most of
or
the time
is
they're
it
right.
like where those things come up recently where like, I thought these lyrics
Okay,
were this my whole
sometimes.
life.
Sometimes. It's a Starbucks lover.
Oh, we're going full on T Swift, huh? No, but like those parents that don't have a name and then they just deliver it. Or what if you thought it was a boy or thought it was a girl and you have the whole life planned out, right? And then they
Yeah.
deliver it and they're
And then
like,
it's the opposite sex.
then you
Which-
gotta quickly change gears.
like we're in like year 2025. Like how is that even possible to like get that effed up these days?
Well, because now they do blood tests, but it wasn't too long ago. Like when I had my son, they didn't have a blood test. I mean, they could if they had like a need to do like
They didn't do a blood test for my first.
What do you they do like not genes, but they do like a blood test for certain things, right? Early on, and I think it was optional at that point. But my friend that was pregnant with me, she went for like early ultrasound and they told her one sex, then they told her another sex, and then it finally changed. And I feel like that changed who she was as a person. All of the stress, because she would get her heart set, and then she was just like, I don't even want to hear something else because I'm already set this way or that way.
Man.
But could you imagine?
I give it to the parents that can like literally hold out until like the baby's born. I wish I could be that person, but I'm so like, no, I can't. I cannot.
Well, you know somebody that
like
did
the
that,
worst.
right?
Yes.
Yes. And
Recently.
I think, wow, like I'm an impatient person and maybe that's where it comes from. Like I am a basket case of anxiety.
I'm not good at surprise.
I love surprises, but I can't be if I'm in control of the surprise, absolutely not.
Or you know that the surprise is coming. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. But like in the moment, if I'm being surprised with something, love it. But I don't want to be in charge of surprising myself or surprising other people.
I give it to those people because honestly, I could never. I'm a planner.
Yeah, you are. I'm a planner about things I'm really excited about, like planning a nursery. Could you imagine doing a yellow or a green or some neutral? I guess now with all the sad beige moms, it's all
honestly,
the same.
Like my kids' rooms are kind of neutral.
Absolutely not, Kelly. No, they're not.
Young's room's neutral. That could have been a little girl's room. It's cute as hell.
It is cute, but like if you named her Savannah maybe or something like that.
It's like an African
it's like safari theme.
In the background, Ryan painted the mural in the corner is the little Pride Rock.
Is this where I do insert picture here and we can show everybody? Because I think it's really cool. But for me, I mean, maybe because I'm just like
you're girly girl.
My 3.5-year-old does not leave the house without a person lipstick. So yeah.
Yeah. And her clacks.
Oh my gosh, you know those little plastic like dress up heels that they have like in the little kids department. She tries to wear those as shoes and she calls them her clack. Uh,
See, I was destined to be a boy mom.
have a girl, they said. It'll be fun. She's wearing my heels the other day, almost fell over and broke her ankle.
Yeah, I bet. She's ready to be 30 years old.
Yeah, with that attitude.
3 going on 30.
Yep. I think, oh no, it was 13 going on 30. That was that movie. But yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So, anyways, that's all we had for today. So friendships, they're tough. We get through them.
can't live with them, can't live without them.
Exactly. But this also goes back to, just like keeping those core friends.
Yeah. But also
You don't need too many.
a disclaimer. Um, just because they have been your friend for a long time does not mean they get to be your friend for life.
Mm-hmm.
Friends can outgrow each other. They can have different value systems, different morals, and you don't have to stand by that. Like it's okay to break up with friends if
Mm-hmm.
you've grown out of it.
Just like relationships. It's just another relationship.
Yeah.
It's always okay to.
Trim that extra fat.
Exactly. If it ain't working for you, don't stress about it.
Especially as moms, our time is so limited.
Yeah.
Like now that we have these tiny humans that demand so much, like having a demanding friendship is too hard.
I agree.
The best ones are the ones where you don't talk for weeks and you guys send each
Oh,
other a
yeah.
meme and you guys both laugh about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I'll
Like-
send you another one in 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I have like 2 best friends and we can go literally weeks without talking. And then we like text each other and it's like, we don't even have to say hi, like to start the text. Like it'll just be like, oh my God, this happened. And then it's just like a whole conversation. And then one person probably forgets to text back. And then it's like another 3 weeks goes by. And
Yeah.
then it's like,
Then we're on to the
yeah,
next
this happened
topic.
today.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's okay too. That does not mean that you're a shitty friend. It just
No.
means you're a real life person.
And busy.
So,
Busy.
but be supportive of your friends.
Yes, exactly. You never know what other people are going through. Even your friends, like they don't tell you adult friendships, they don't say like adult friends don't tell their friends everything,
No.
right? Like so people could be really going through it in their life and you don't even know.
Especially the one
Be
that cheated,
gentle
man.
with them.
She was really letting some weight off her chest.
Yeah.
So
Be gentle.
handle with
Be
caution.
nice. If you don't want to be involved, don't be.
Yeah,
And
that's okay
also
too to be like, hey, I'm your friend, I'm supportive of you, but like I can't
This
know
is too
about
much.
this. Like
I have too much shit going on in my own life to deal with
Yeah.
your shit too.
Or be like, I like your husband too much to know these secrets and I really wish I could be there for you, but less is more. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with that, thank you guys for
Cheers
listening.
to that.
I think this is like becoming a thing.
Friendships.
Oh, yeah, friendships
Can't live
too.
with them. Can't live without them. Just like husbands.
And just like us. Cheers.
Cheers.